What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Airbrush Down Dirty Tricks on a Friday night. It is 8 p.m. on the dot for me. And let's see what we got in the house here. I think we have some audio going on my end. I can see it. Video looks good. Feed's happening. Got some comments rolling. Let's see what we got. We got Brian Moore, Kelly Ross, Darren Bragg Todd, Mr. Leahy, Mike Cohen. Let's go a little off center. Let me just, I gotta adjust that. Sorry. Yeah. There we go. I was missing the first letter of everyone's name. Chris Garcia, Mike Manning. What's going on? Robert Minion. Shay. What else we got here? We got everyone in. Good, good, good. Let's see what we got here. That's awesome. Music is still playing. Oh. Why is it on loop? Oh, that's a long, I forgot that's a long one. Sorry about that. Thank you. Always something off. Always something off. I really should just, like, I don't want to paint with these on, because if I do this, I can hear myself and the music, and it's annoying to hear yourself in your ear. It really is. So I'm not doing it. Music should be off. Thank God it's Friday. Swamp-ass weather. Yeah, hot here today, too, man. I was supposed to letter 2 police vehicles today. I did 2 last Friday, and then I was doing 2 more today. And I got the first one done at noon, and we hit like 96 degrees, 97. It was just humid, nasty, and so I called it a day. I'm going to do the next one on Monday. Even here in the studio tonight, I've been trying to fight it and get it cool. I got it down to a whopping 78 degrees here in the studio, so it's a little warm. A little warm. So yeah, yep. Let's see what we got here. London Pen, what's happening? Steve, sorry about your foot, sir. Sorry you couldn't make it up this way. That's no bueno. And we had a busy week. New addition to the family. Some of you guys saw. We got Captain, the new mini Schnauzer, who's now in the house. And we got him Monday, and he's awesome. And he's crazy, and he's little, he's tiny. And Willow's like, what the heck is going on? But it's great. I'll share some more stories when I have some more to share. So get some water, stay hydrated tonight. Keep going. Let's get over to our subject matter. This is what we got going on. We are doing the alien, or the Xenomorph, depending what term you want to use. I want to brighten that up a little bit. There we go. Make sure he doesn't chew up your stuff. He is not up here in the studio yet. I got to do some puppy proofing in the studio before he comes up here. But he's been really good. He's been good. He's a little mouthy, but in a good way. And just give him lots of toys to chew on instead of my stuff. But he's a good dog. Sorry. Long, tiring day. And plus, we've been up at night, make sure he goes out and stuff. So, like, every 4 or 5 hours. It's like having a baby again. You get up every few hours. All right, talking about where we left off. So, everything I cut last week, all my cuts and stuff, I lost. So, I had to make a new one. So, it's a little different. It's a little off. I'll also be able to use it if I need it. But, for the most part, all the structure's done here. And I'm going to be doing mainly freehand work. Do I have the reference? Nope, that's not reference. There it is. So that was a sketch. And like, so we're going to stay in that family. I do like the green. We'll put some more green in the mouth and stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. So what I got a couple brushes mixed up here. So I mixed up my black with a little blue, so it's pretty transparent. I'm going to use this as my shader to do like all the details and stuff like this. And for the most part, I'm going to do most of this just freehand. There's no plot in this, so I'm just going good old school freehand. Before I get too much into this tone of dark, I want to get all my brights in. Because right now this kind of bluish white is more like a mid-tone. And like you know, we've talked about it before, I kind of like working mid-tones first. And then I can do kind of a more of push and pull with my process as opposed to doing bright white. You know, as opposed to doing bright white and starting, you know, then going dark and then going mid. And I like starting in the mid and building the foundation that way. And by making this black a little blue, I have room, if I choose to go like 100%, you know, full capped off black. If I need to push something like super dark, but I usually don't. So yeah, if there's any questions, comments, things like that, I believe we had a bid on this one already. I think Gary, if I remember right, had put up 200 on it. So I'm just gonna. I think that's where it was. If not, he or someone will correct me. I had basically, I had taught a private one-on-one session yesterday with a great student, Dave. Came up and we did a full 8-hour day of what he wanted to learn and work with. So I had to like reset the whole bench and clean it all off from last week's feed. So I couldn't leave anything there. And then I this morning put everything after the police vehicles. I put everything back together and set up for this feed. So yeah, so I do offer private sessions and the way they work now here at the studio. You know, it is I prefer doing a 2-day. But obviously that can be cost prohibitive sometimes. But one day it gets kind of tough to get a lot done because by the time you're setting up, you're almost wrapping up. You know what I mean? But you can do a lot. It just depends on the level. But the way my process works for one-on-one classes is I don't have a predetermined course set unless someone wants that, like the basics. But what I do for one-on-one sessions is we talk, we discuss your needs, what you're into, what you want to do, what you want to work on. So we get a general idea, and I'll have you send me pictures and things of stuff you want to do or stuff of mine. Then we'll do like a 2-hour Zoom call the week of or the week before, and we'll hash out the design work and get everything kind of ready, what we're going to do. And that gives me time to set up the class. So the day of, we do that. Day of the 2 days we can work on everything. So it's not just a 1-day class. It's like a 2-hour consultation, and then I usually spend another 2 to 3 hours setting up the class, and then I go from there. Is how I handle it. So yeah, if anyone does that, you can message me for details and pricing and things like that, because I have a few different ways to do it. But yeah, it's not just like a predetermined class. So yeah. Where's my $2? I might be missing something. Make sure it doesn't show. Good evening, Gary. Yeah. Good. All right. Let's get back into this. All right. So, like I said, starting in the black area. I'm not going to do too much in here. I'm just kind of showing you the color, and for me, I'm making sure everything's working right. But like, so I freehand most of this, but when I get to areas like this, I want a nice crisp line here to work off of, and that's where, this is where I'll take the paper cut. Let's get a freshy blade here. Brandon Workman, thank you for joining. For membership, thank you. Welcome to the Down and Dirty Trickster Club. The way he said you are paying $10 to hit the like button. I missed that part. Thanks, Steve. And then Steve's going to reimburse me for everything. Is that what the deal is? That's what I thought it said. I mean, I could just take the money, Steve pays me to stay friends with him, and just kind of do that. Sorry. So, like I said, I can freehand everything, but like if you look here, see that nice crisp edge, and like by cutting paper, you'll maintain that crisp edge. It's hard to maintain that with an airbrush by itself. It's not impossible, but it's a lot of back and forth. So just by doing a little quick cut, I'll make sure, because it's not the same one I cut last week. Yeah, good. Because I've been trying to clean this place up. And so I kind of lost some stuff. So we'll work off this one. The good thing is I haven't done that much, so I can work off this one more. I will pay you the NFT extended. Hi, Steve. Hey, Steve, when are you going to get back on Fallout? I'm going to get you back in the wasteland, brother. So see, by just doing that quick little bit, now I get a nice crisp edge. See, now that you get that separation, that delineation, we'll do the same thing on this side. Just soft, not a lot. You know, this guy's going to be mostly in the darks. So, you need some Steve magnets. I got them. And I got some other ones here. Actually, these I just got from Spray Gunner. They sent the little neodymium, but they're just the pegs. I think Steve custom made his, if I remember right. Okay, so because this is going to be mostly in dark, it's going to be pushed. He's really a silhouette with light on it. I want to get some of my brights knocked in. And then I can tone them down. So this is white. And I've reduced it really well, I think. And I have added a little 4004 transparent to make it even more. But now I can just kind of come in here. I can start adding a little bit of like brighter texture on here. And I'm not even studying like a real picture of an alien. I'm just kind of doing I kind of know what they look like and what I want the field to be. So I'm not trying to copy from a photo. How am I going to break out my airbrush this weekend? I have some... Oh. And if I want to get like a heavy gloss reflection, I can just take a nice little hard edge and we'll just give it that. Like it's catching that light. Like I said, I'm just going to break out. We're going to highlight. Because, like I said, I've said this in the last video. A lot of guys don't realize that the alien, originally you were intended, and you started seeing it more in the second one. Because it's a xenomorph, which actually, whatever it takes, the host, whatever the host is, that structure is in the alien. And so under that clear kind of black dome, if you look through it, you can actually see the skull of a face and how it backbones in. You can actually in here there's actually like ghosted vertebrae that kind of go down. So I'm just gonna be lighting some stuff up here. Maybe brighten these teeth up a little bit more. I'm gonna go and pressure up a little bit more. I think I might put a little bit more reducer. I'm going to paint that Memento Mori pic I drew up that everyone saw. So, hope everyone's having a fun Friday. And choosing to hang out with me. Come on. I thought I cleaned this brush really well. Oh, shit. we go. So yeah, so just starting to brighten some stuff up. Oh, getting your daughter to college. Yep, yep. My daughter did her first year this year. She's home for the summer. And she got a job working this summer, which is good. Took a while to find one because it's hard for someone 19 to get a job. But she got a job at Hobby Lobby, which is great. So if you notice, I made this white really thin, so it's going in. Ah, very cool. Nursing school is a tough program. Well, I'm going to use this just to get a little unique texture here and brighten that up. Start highlighting that tail, get that edge a little bit brighter. I made the white a little thinner than I wanted to. It's always that fine balance where I want coverage and flow. Have a painted, flowing, melted gold effect, like the gold is melting. Yeah, I've got a few things like that. Probably the best example reference is look at oh shoot, what's his name? Oh, the sculptor that does all the skulls. They used his melting gold skull for the that pirate show that was on HBO Cinemax. Jack of the Dust. Look up Jack of the Dust work because he's got a couple gold. He's got a gold and chrome skull, and the melt is just amazing. Great reference. Great reference. Because I'm just brightening. Man, it's just not doing what I want it to do. Sometimes I fight with the white too, guys. Sometimes it just doesn't. Yeah, Jack of the Dust. Yep. Look at Jack of the Dust. His sculpting, his sculpts. It's like he does amazing skulls and sculptures and half face and skullification of celebrities and Darth Vader half skull. But the movie, the series Black Sails. Black Sails. That skull that looked really amazing. That was all melted chrome. That was his sculpt. His work's awesome. So I definitely look at that for inspiration and ideas for how molten gold flows. So just brightening up those, basically the light's catching that. And then we'll darken it up and probably pop back in later with some more highlighting. So this is where, like, I should probably do the white not using the micron and just use the Takumi Eclipse or the regular CS because you can run the paint thicker for coverage. Let's see the difference. So with a non-micron, you can go in with the white less reduced, like I'm doing here, and get it much stronger. See how it's even brighter? So that's like, there's a benefit to a micron and then there's a curse, because when you want a really opaque color, it's hard to get the opaque color thinned down enough to run through the 0.18 and then also expect coverage. That's why it's always nice to have multiple types of guns. Well, the micron with the 2.3 is probably the nicest all around if you want to be in a micron, because you can run the paints a little thicker than the 0.18. Because now I get that heavier kind of stroke there, up here on the shoulder. Grumpy, what's happening? Captain is doing awesome, man. He is too. Yeah, it's fun. He goes from like he wants to lounge to like go. He like goes crazy and plays and is all over the place, and then he's like, boom, he's out. And then you like try to wake him up from a nap to go outside. He's like, he's all over the place. It's a riot because he's so little. Because he's like this on my hand. He's only 9 weeks, maybe 10 weeks now, maybe 10 weeks. And so, yeah, he's good. He's taken the training really well, and you know, getting potty trained basically. Is there a noticeable difference between a 0.3 and a point? Yeah, huge, very noticeable difference. You know, in the viscosity paint you can use and the air pressure you use. So like a point 0.2 is great when it's super thin and fine detail. When you try to do big fill areas and you open the airbrush up, the 0.2 can start being like on the large areas might not atomize as nice because you kind of past its sweet spot. Or you got to thin the paint so it stays nice, but now you don't have coverage. You know, if you keep the paint thick, that would run perfectly through a 0.3. You know, it atomizes through a 0.3 really nice and smooth. You try to put that paint in a 0.2 and run it, and it'll almost be really grainy when it goes down. Think of it like take like a strawberry shake, or take like an ice cream shake or frap, whatever you want to call it, and you use a big straw and it flows good, or it would flow out. Use a coffee stirrer and try to do it. Now to get it through, it takes more pressure, and then it comes out the tip. It's not controlled anymore. So it's huge balance. So the microns are actually a 0.18 and then a 0.23, different sizes, and even that's a very noticeable difference. So this style, the Micron SB models, the side feeds, these are 0.18s. So they're super small. The regular custom Micron that looks more like these, that looks more like this style with a micron, those are a 0.23. So there's definitely a difference. Considerable difference. And obviously, the more you work with them, you notice like, oh, I like this for this, and I like this for this. Let me get back to the panel. Let me actually hit some of these blood splatters a little bit, because those are going to get green, but we want to get a little something on them. Honey, you're awesome. Thank you. After using drink references. Who's using? I didn't know if I didn't see drink references. Oh. It has been a long, hot day, though. Hope everyone else is trying to stay cool. And I think tonight's video, we're probably going to do an hour, hour and a half tops. So I'm just kind of bringing out those mids. I mean, bringing it back into like, I'm all over the place. There we go. Sorry. I'm brightening up the mids into like a brighter tone. Adding some grit and texture to everything. And then we're going to start carving some detail. And really just, I really want to just do a lot of grit in this one. Brian, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Are absolutely awesome. We love them. Oh, did you guys grab one? Very cool. Yeah, they say they work good. This one I had so much spillover, I just sprayed it black. But yeah, those are available in the store. I'm neglecting my stuff. That's McKay Fine Art, if anyone's interested in looking at that stuff. And obviously down Dirty Tricksters, all the members, you get 25% off. So that's all of these guys. We've got some new members coming in too this week. So we got Wade Johnson, was new in a couple weeks. Rob, I think you were back in a couple weeks. And Kelly and Wade Johnson. And I can't read it on my screen. Clever Art, Clove Art 23. Yeah, so thank you guys for setting it up. Just remember to put the cups back into the holder. Yeah, there's that. Definitely like and share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Don't forget to check out social media pages. And, obviously YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, I really keep those up to date as far as when things are going on, happening. Twitch, I don't really use much. TikTok, I don't use for anything anymore, really. I got to get starting to do some Twitch streams for the fun of it. Just something different to do. Yeah. Definitely like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we are just trying to beat the heat. Alright, let's start carving some detail. Details, baby, details. This is the fun part. I've got my mids established. So now I can start carving some detail. Gonna mean to start working that in. Let's see. We haven't done any 3/4 shot. Let's see how that looks in there. Ooh, that needs some more light. How's that? That's a little better, huh? Let's see if we can get some more light on that. There we go. That works. Woo! That's almost too bright for me. Jesus. Dave the Bug Gregory, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see ya. So here's a little, not a trade secret, but once you've been painting for a while, and you start going in for these black details, and the black starts rolling, and it's working really good, get in those teeth and stuff right then and there. If it's flowing and you're working, get in there. Well, the getting's good. Just start getting all that flow. I said, I'm not looking at a reference, I'm just going from my sketch, which was based off an Alien, classic Alien reference pose, but I just put my own my own stank on it. And then once this is done, we can put some drool and some fun stuff on it like that. Rafa, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. See, it's weird looking through the teleprompter because I don't see the same stats I used to. So it's hard for me to see how many people are in and things like that, but and I don't really see it the same way, but we're good. How's the sound tonight? Still good? This is the second week with this wireless lapel mic. Good. I'm glad the sound is good, even with the AC running. And I have two ACs up here, but I got one ancient one that's really loud. That one's off. That's why it's hard to maintain. It was 90. I think we hit 96 today. So it was a hot one. So the plan is, you're really seeing this heavy. But once I get happy with it, then I'm going to put like white reflections on top of it and hide a lot of it so it looks like it's under like a dome, because it really is. We'll run it like that and start to run it like it's... Obviously mine you're going to see more than you normally would, just because I'm kind of making up my own kind of look to it all. I'm just kind of having fun with it. And then next week, we're going to tackle that hood. We're going to do that little mini hood. One of those mini hoods I got from Spray Gunner. I think I'm going to probably pre-record the tape out. And then I can try to have it edited so I can play it during the live. And then I'll do all the painting. So now I can start smoking that down more and more. It's very true. Very true, honey. That's what we strive for. You know, working from an exact photo reference, I'm not saying it's not easy, because it takes a lot, and but it's harder to put your own spin on it because you kind of have to, you follow in that. And for me, especially if it's like a fictional character, someone's already painted it. I don't want to copy that someone's painting. You know, I kind of feel that way in certain photos here and there too, but it just depends on the subject and what it is. And there's a time and place for all styles. I like tweaking stuff and kind of making it a little more my own, or just seeing what I can do. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it looks bad. Sometimes it's not what I thought it was going to do. But it's just a painting. I can paint another one, and hopefully it comes out better. You see how now I can just keep pushing that back, and I can keep toning. And I want to get it really dark. I'm going to switch views so you can see. You know, now you start to see it starts getting darker. And if I use that transparent layering, all the stuff I did in here, you're still seeing. I'm just having fun with it. Just having fun with it. Where's the head? There's the head. Oh, what's happening? Welcome. Yeah, I want to stay with the concept. I want to stay with the feel and kind of, you know, and that's to me what fan art is. It's not, fan art isn't copying the character, making it look exactly. Fan art is taking the inspiration of that character and putting your own twist on it a little bit and kind of paying homage to it. And just maybe, you know, having fun with it. Like I could, the photo I going to see with this here. Oh yeah, yeah, yep. I just got a panel in from Indasa. I'm going to be doing one of the Indasa panels, so that's cool. I already talked with Iwad about the theme for that. We're going to be doing something with them, obviously, per usual. And they're going to start talking to some other companies, see what's happening. And then, yeah. Are you going to go? Yeah, see how now that I'm doing the texture here, it starts to look like that skull is in there, but it's not as pronounced, and that's what I want. Now when I put the white highlight, it'll be even more gone, because I really want you to see the teeth first, and then you notice the skull in there. So we'll do a coarse shadow on this side. Now we have this really bright light coming right across here and this heavy highlight. I want to side view the Xenomorph for flames like you. Yeah, we could do something like that. It'd be a different painting, but I'm not going to do another one of those in the feed for a long time. But that would be a cool thing. I did, one of the student I worked with yesterday, we did a really cool Hellboy theme, like very comic book style, and that was what he wanted to work at. And during some of the concepting, I did kind of a hybrid Hellboy from like the movie and the comic with the skullification, and that's really kind of in my head for maybe a future project as well. Yeah, I think the teeth in here, I'm definitely going to do, I'll do some saliva, and we'll get that kind of going really well. And maybe some of the green blood to make it pop. And I'm really just trying to keep it loose and kind of dirty, and we can spit on and just make some stuff happen. It is what it is. Really pay homage to Giger's work of just absolute control chaos and just let things happen. I did get people asking, "Oh, you paint Aussie tonight?" No, I don't need to. There's been so many people trying to like make headway off his passing, and look what I can do, and and some of it is true in like an homage, and some of it's just opportunistic. So I want to be very careful and respectful and not come across as opportunistic by trying to paint something or do something in that theme. It is a very fine line. Yeah, no. I mean, doing a drawing, doing a tree is. I didn't want to do it on my live feed as like I'm trying to sell a picture. I'm trying to, use it to get more viewers, and yeah, I just didn't want that to be thought of. It is getting. You would think it would start cooling off at night up here. The air outside's cooling off, but man, it's just getting more humid. Hey Heath, welcome to the party. Calvin, if I didn't say hi already, hi. Oh yeah, this week's been bad. One of my customers, and he's been a good friend for a long time. He passed about a week and a half ago, and I've been doing work for him and his son for years. And he was a Boston Bruins player for years, great enforcer, and he was a good friend. And yeah, that one hit me because he was someone I really knew well. And then to see Ozzy and Hulk Hogan, and yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of stuff. We're at that generation now where the Malcolm Jamal Warner one was really tragic to hear. That was really bad. Can anyone tell me what the crown is for next to your skull? The crown is for next to my skull. Can anyone tell me what the crown is? Oh, that's next to the comments. Those crown things. That's something. That's something new. Yeah, it's like basically like top commenting and things like that. I think I don't know what that really is. Basically, interactions and things like that. That's another new thing. They've been adding some new features. Like if someone super chats, like you could comment to that super chat, like thank them directly. Like even you guys can, Whereas, yeah, there's some other new features happening. And I have to remember, like, I'm focusing on some slow details, and I'm really got to remember that most is just going to be black silhouetted, so I'm almost leaving them too bright in this area, too much white. I've got to get some more textured stuff happening here. And really just kind of mess this up and really push that to the background. And just keep using these kind of almost like a wash to just keep it organic, keep it dark, and just keep pushing it back. I want it to be like almost there. Yeah. We're all number one. Yeah, I don't know the deal with it. I got to look more into it. There's been a bunch of new features that got announced I haven't really looked at, and I need to. Like, I gotta work faster and a little messier with these guys and actually look better. You almost got rode up today over a joke? Huh. At work or pulled over by a cop? What was that? They just keep pushing that back, keep pushing it dark. Calvin Jones, thank you so much. Pushing. Thank you very much. Yeah, see, so now you can do that, like, reply to Calvin off the Super Chats, which is really cool. That's kind of a new thing that I noticed has been happening. Like, I am just really trying to push this down dark, because when I clear it, I want it to really be dark. Sorry, I'm already really liking it a lot more. Alright, let's try. Honey, have a great night, thank you. The crowd represents the top 3 viewers that engage the most. It can change as the feed progresses. Kick button, take names, honey. Bye, honey. Thank you so much for everything. Let's see if this... Oh, this might be too blue now. Yep. Well, I'll just kiss that over with a little blue shade. Actually, while I mixed it. So I was trying to mix the white, a little bit of a light blue. And end up with a very transparent, but we're going to use that. I made it, might as well use it. Use one of these little fine strainers. We'll let that drip through to make the white even more strained. There we go. Let that strain through nicely. Cool. If I mix white into candy, does it? Yes. Yes. If you mix white into candy, you'll make a milkier version of that color instantly. Almost instantly. White into candy is never a good idea unless you're trying to do like a weird tint, like kind of like a milky color. It'll work, but yeah, not something I would probably do too much. So I'm going to try to just put, like, nope, not that. I'm trying to find the curve I want, like here. Start getting that more wet look effect of like reflections. Because the alien xenomorphs are very, kind of wet and moist, if you will. So we'll get a lot of little specular highlights there. We'll just start having some fun with it. And ghost that in. So now you can see that the skull's there, but it's not there. So you had to paint it to kind of get rid of it. But yeah, so mixing any opaque into a candy defeats the purpose of the candy, because once you do that, you start adding pigment to it, now it's no longer a candy. See all these little highlights and just having fun with it. Get these teeth a little brighter. This is making it fun. Except when it's not being fun. There we go. Can I mix candy colors? Oh yeah, yeah. You can mix like I'll mix like with House of Color for a while. Oops. So with House of Color, one of my big things was they had a cobalt blue, which was really rich and dark, and then they had Oriental blue, which is really bright blue, almost like a sea foam, not a sea green blue, but a very bright blue. But they didn't have like a mid blue, like a phthalo blue, so I would mix those together. I didn't buy magenta for a job, but I had, what was it? I had purple and Oriental blue, and I would mix them together. Oh no, I didn't have a good purple, but I had magenta, and I had the cobalt blue, so I would make a purple. You can always intermix any color. That doesn't change anything. Those rules never change. It's just if you want the consistency of a candy to be a dye and not cover anything that's going over, then you don't want to add opaque to it. But there are times you could do that. Like you want to do a candy that does have a little bit of like coverage to it, so it looks a little smoky or kind of frosted, then you can totally do it. There's no real rule. Just you just got to make sure like what you're trying to do is what you really want to do. Is what I'm trying to basically say. No worries, Rob. Welcome to the party. Do some little slime. Nine o'clock, not too bad for an hour. We're going to work a little bit more on this and call it a night. It is getting hot up here. We're kind of at that fun stage where we're just going to noodle around and wrap this thing up. This is where, when you're at this stage, every 5-10 minutes, you'll just see a big change. Then you can play around some more. Mike Cohen, rock, thank you, sir. Oops, that was the wrong one. I didn't mean to hit the bar. We'll go here and here. Sorry about that. Thank you guys for the super chats tonight. They help a lot. And if I remember right, I think Gary came in right before I said it. He had put a bid on this last week. I think it was 200 if I remember right. I didn't go back and look, and I lost the paper that I had it written on. Oh, yeah, for sure. Maple, welcome to the house. Maple's always been a big supporter. Dawn is awesome. And I had the white going good. Now it's not going good anymore. It's never fun. Yes, 200. Yes, good. I thought so. I still got to finish up the turtle all the way. I did some more work on it. There's still a little bit more I want to do. It's so busy around here and hot. Is that the sound of something excited watching you? Oh, you mean this one? And then when it gets really crazy, that happens, and then that. And then things catch on fire. Oh, I should have got some alien sound effects in here. That would have been fun. I hear that one at work. This one? Whoop. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, I got a couple other weird sounds in here. Oh, what's this? How do you know what this one sounds like? Oh, the air flyby. So it's like... Fun with sound. Let's put some green drool in here. And then start darkening some things up, and we will get this wrapped up. Everyone can enjoy their Friday evening. I'm going to go hang with Captain. Not Captain Morgan, Captain the puppy. Took us forever to name it. We were going through so many different ideas. We actually, my wife Crystal gets so sick of us kind of going back and forth that all the names we talked about, we put a survey monkey out and did an anonymous survey until the majority won. You know what I want to do with this one? Yeah, I started to do this one because I wanted to make it like that Predator one I did, because I love the Predator. And what I liked about the Predator is when I added the paint marker effects and then airbrushed around some of it. So let's just do some of that too. We can highlight them and just... I really like the look of that, actually. We can do kind of a little bit in here. Without airbrush around it. And like tone it in. And just kind of make it look really... Just something different for me. Just a little paint marker. Highlight it. And really kind of, and we'll add some more of that in. But just, yeah, something cool. Something different. I don't do enough different stuff sometimes. And if someone hates it, oh well. If Gary hated it, sorry. You can retract the bid. I don't think you do that. Seeing if I could like... Oh yeah. That's kind of cool. Make it artistic. That's what I love about these Posca paint pens. These are great. And we'll use this maybe to do the... Ooh, that's going to be a big drip. That's going to happen. I'm just experimenting here. This might be cool, might not be. I think it's gonna be, actually. Sometimes you just gotta experiment. I remember doing some honeys, that was awesome. That's the one I did the Vampire's Kiss piece. I used the red paint pen and did some like splatter and stuff, and it just worked out. I'm just having some fun with it. And now we'll take some green paint. Let me get the splatter effect out. Yeah, and you know, that was one of the things I really liked about that Predator piece I did. It just had a cool feel when we did this. So now I can try to add a little bit more, like down into here. Oops, that's still white. Just make it a fun panel, right? On a Friday night, we can have a little fun. Yeah, something different, you know. Instead, if I hated it, then I know not to do it again next time. Because now we can take this and maybe do like a really bright glow. We can even have a little green glow like on him. And blow that paint around. We'll blow that dry paint up a little bit more. And that's a cool effect right there. Look at that. That's fun. And then my airbrush tint over that. Is the draw going to be green? This is actually green right here. Just the reflections on the camera. Cool. Alright, now we can take that darker color again, and we'll kind of bring that skull back out a little bit. We can tone some of that back. Something different. Looks like a small movie poster. Yeah. I like that. I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, that's the old Jero Mendez splatter effects. It's been around a long time. Gary, thank you, sir. Let's give that a double police siren. Alright, so now we got a little darker green here. Now we can tone some of this out. What happened? So now I'm going to take and tint some of this a little darker green, just to slime it up a little bit and tint the background. A little bit of a green cast on him. Yeah, a ticket, a little green glow. This is that frog juice. Just having some fun with it. And then we got a little bit of a dark blue. Oh, I get a little bit more of a blue tone in here. Let that blue and green play off each other really well. It's going to make it darker without adding any black. Fun, see? I was getting too rigid. Sometimes just throw something at it and see if it sticks, and you end up with a cool painting. A little dark in here. Since I darkened it, let's just give it a little bit of bright. This is a nice tape edge, so we'll end up with a nice square edge. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can just almost make it look like webbing. Look, get it nice and wet and blow it around. First time. Experimentation, people. Oh yeah, I definitely got a pop on the clear. Darken up some of this, give it a little bit more contrast in here. Let's crispen this up a little bit. All right, let's pull the tape and look at this thing. Let's see what we end up with. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to clear for Gary. Wait for the reveal. Oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. Gary, do you have the Predator Prey one? Or did that go to someone else? I'm going to blow it off though, so it looks like it's off the tip. Ah, see, these will look nice next to each other. You'll have a little AVP. That's just fun. It's like doing a drip painting. I like that. Okay, I'm at the point I gotta stop. Gotta stop before I ruin it. That's all you know. Sometimes I tend to work too neat. And one thing I always loved about Mike's work, when he got going, he just threw shit at it, and it just stuck, and it worked. Because he got loose, it just started creating, and not stressing. Just having fun. Haven't done that in a while, actually, with painting. Don't get too serious. Sometimes that happens, man. Are you gonna be at sea with the water? Yeah, yep. I would definitely be at sea with the water a couple times. Doing things a little different this year. I don't think we're doing like the whole class make and take stuff. I think we're done with that for a while. We ran that course, and but I'm definitely be over there. I'm already getting a painting idea together for their booth. So yeah, I will be there, man. I think that's it, kiddies. We're not painting high-end choppers here. Yeah, but even high-end choppers, sometimes you just gotta get messy. You know what? I want this piece. I want this, like, part to come over and out. There we go. Just gave it some more dimension. And this one too, have it just a little bit less. Cool. That's it. It's done. Finito. Let's check. Let's see what the other angle looks like. Look at that. I think that's cool. What do you think, guys? Was it a fun one? I was only half liking it about midway, about an hour, half an hour ago. But the end really just had fun and came together good. Throw a little brush marker at it, get a little sloppy and messy and make a painting out of it. Yeah, I like this one a lot. This one's cool. I think, yeah, hour and a half, 9:30, not bad. Yeah, yeah, that'll look really cool next Predator. The Predator was gloss clear too, right? Because whatever that one is, we should probably match. No, this is cool. Definitely digging it. Thanks, Shay. Blah, sorry. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, gloss. So we'll gloss this one up. It's going to look absolutely cool. I want to thank everyone for popping in for the Friday night edition of Airbrush Down Dirty Tricks. Next Thursday, we're going to plan on doing the mini hood. I'm going to start taping out that beginning of the week, and I'll probably record that ahead of time, so I'll have some edited process for that. I do have 2 hoods, so I could do the cooking show, like this is how you start, and here's one done. So we'll see how that goes, but I'll see you guys next Thursday night, Airbrush Down Dirty Tricks. 8 p.m. is still the plan, unless things changes. Keep an eye on the socials, and we will go from there. Have a great weekend, everyone. Rob, you as well. Thank you. See ya. Peace.